Over to the US, and you mentioned Joe Biden. Well, Nikki Haley, who was once Donald Trump's rival, and she only had unkind words to say about him, which is now saying that she will vote for him in November. Have a look.
I put my priorities on a president who's going to have the backs of our allies and hold our enemies to account, who would secure the border. No more excuses. Trump has not been perfect on these policies. I've made that clear many, many times. But Biden has been a catastrophe.
Steve, I mean, it wasn't overwhelming support for Trump, but, you know, she's going to have to get behind him. She's going to have to be a loyal Republican.
With friends like Nikki Haley, who needs enemies, really. I mean, it was quite a performance. She came out there and said, well, you know, Donald Trump, I don't really like him, but I hate Joe Biden more, and so I'm going to vote for Donald Trump. I mean, it would have been ridiculous if she said something different to that and was going to support Biden. But all the points she raises about the weakness of Joe Biden are absolutely correct. Donald Trump, obviously going to court every day in New York, got his own problems. He would probably look at Nikki Haley and say, gee, thanks a lot.
Now, just over in your neck of the woods, actually, Steve, opposition leader John Pizzuto reportedly ditched a Liberal Party multicultural dinner on Tuesday night. Well, the claims are that he was told he couldn't make a speech. Now, Basil, apparently we're also hearing that John Pizzuto and Peter Dutton are not having such a good relationship at the moment.
Look, sometimes there is a glue on behind the scenes because of how people have been treated, what role they've been given, what opportunity to speak, etc., etc. And either side of the argument may well be right. But what really matters, the only thing, in fact, that matters with this stuff behind the scenes or the internal stuff, is what the perception of the public is. And the perception of the public when they hear things like this is schoolyard stuff. It reflects very poorly on the individuals and it reflects poorly on the party. And so every consideration, no matter how aggrieved somebody might feel about a situation they've been dealt, they have to make their assessments. How will this play out in the public?
They hate each other. They can't stand one another.
They might hate each other.
They haven't spoken for months.
Their consideration needs
They haven't spoken for months.
What damage are we going to do by expressing that?
I have a question,
please.
Steve. I have a question for you, Steve. Does anyone like John Pizzuto?
No, I don't think his dog even likes him. I mean, seriously, the bloke came out today and said there'll be no nuclear power in Victoria. We don't support nuclear power for Victoria. I mean, goodness gracious. I mean, the Premier, Jacinda Allen, today said it was toxic and we're never going to have it and it's dangerous. What does John Pizzuto, who wants to get elected when the next election is 2 years away, what does he say? Oh, no, we can't have nuclear power here. I mean, the bloke is a dud, and the sooner the Liberal Party in Victoria get rid of him, the better off we'll all be.
Yeah, and look, the worrying thing is
Basil?
that the Liberals could actually have a chance to win the next state election in Victoria, but not if John Pizzuto is the leader. But I don't know if they have any other better options anyway.
I think we were actually saying the same things there, Steve. I mean, he's let it get away from him here. That's the point, isn't it? Doesn't matter how bad he feels about how he's been treated. You can't say this stuff if it brings it out publicly and makes the party look bad. And clearly that's what's happening.
All right, Basil Zemplis, Steve Price.
You'd get elected if you came here. We could make you Premier, Basil.
No, well, he wants to be Premier of WA, I think. Perth now, Premier next.
Victoria needs all the help it can get, I reckon, Steve.
All right.
Correct.
Thank you both so much for your time.